I see many times people in birding trails, they take a photo of a bird and they just move on without actually appreciating. As I joined school, the Doon School, I got a bit more responsibility, so I became the head of the photography club there.
Okay.
And I've won, as you said, the best photographer of the year, as well as organized a photography exhibition.
Wonderful, wonderful. Do you remember the first camera that you had?
First camera, yeah, it was a small compact Lumix camera.
Okay, nice. All right, so, I am very passionate about nature, so much so that I'm actually a late riser. I sleep late, I wake up late. I've missed my flights because I can't get up on time. But if I have to go out for bird watching or I have to go out on a safari, I'm there before time. Okay. So, what is it that the wild means to you? What is it that,
I completely relate with you. So, again, it's something that I think can't exactly be described, but when you're out there, it's almost meditative. You don't think about work, you don't think about studies, you don't think about, any other distractions. And I think the true feeling of enjoying yourself in the wild is when you go without an agenda.
Yeah.
It's not that I have to get to this place tonight. It's not that I have to, see at least 100 birds in my checklist. Even I think that's wrong as well. I see many times people in birding trails, they take a photo of a bird and they just move on without actually appreciating it,
True.
that
Yeah.
this is the point. So when I go out, I like to just sit, maybe, observe the bird, take a walk peacefully. And I think that's really what I enjoy.
just be part of nature.
Be part of nature, exactly, yeah.
I'm sure it's a beautiful feeling, which I think, you're right, you can't explain in words.
You can't explain in
You can't,
words.
true. What do you feel? Okay, you've done, what should I say, berserk things. You've gone alone in the wild, camped alone. you sleep under the stars, without a tent. So how does it feel sleeping under the stars in the silence? I don't know if I should say silence or not, but yeah, the jungle noise, the jungle feel.
It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you're sleeping at night and you hear, that one lone scops owl, the wind, it's beautiful in an eerie sound kind of way, Another thing is, I think you also naturally get into the rhythm of nature when you sleep, especially without a tent. And because as soon as it gets dark, without any phones or without any light noise, you naturally feel sleepy, no matter what time you woke up the day before. And I don't think I've slept later than 9:30.
Okay.
So make your dinner, peacefully go to sleep. In the morning, when the sun hits your face at 5:45, naturally wake up.
Yeah.
You hear a lot of birds. And you just get set in the rhythm. And maybe some say that there's nothing to it, but I think after you sleep so early, wake up so early, you feel better the rest of the day. I mean, you feel energetic.
You're refreshed, yeah.
You're refreshed.
Yeah.
You feel like going trekking or stuff like that.
But isn't it scary at night? I mean, snakes, scorpions, anything like, it's the wild after all.
I guess there is some truth to that. It should be scary. Some people may find it scary, but I think at least my experiences have taught me that nature won't harm you unless you harm it.
True.
If you're sleeping peacefully, no scorpion actually has the incentive to attack you.
Yeah.
And lots of people, my friends at least, sometimes they can't even sleep without like a nightlight in their room. I think part of this is also due to, beliefs and ghosts and stuff like that. So...
have you encountered any supernatural powers?
I can't say I have. No.
Okay. Chalo, great. I'm surprised your parents allow you to go alone.
Yeah, it took a lot of convincing.
Yeah?
I'm going to lie.
Okay.
They've been very supportive and they also understand the need for it, So I think that's one thing I really love.
Okay.
And how often? So I think I'm in a boarding school. Yes. So every vacations, I would try to go at least once.
Okay.
Because after a month, 2 months in the city, you really feel the need to leave. I'm sure you...
Mostly children want to go to Goa and other such destinations. And you want to go camping. That's interesting. Very interesting. Okay.
It actually shocked my parents once. So our school has the concept of night outs.
Okay.
After, 2-3 weeks in a boarding school, bad food, you get one night where you go with your parents and everyone enjoys, eats food, come back. I told my parents I want to go camping.
Okay.
They thought I was joking. And finally, I did end up going camping.
Yeah.
And everyone was quite shocked, but I enjoyed it. I never get to go in that season. And, autumn was just beautiful.
Yeah, that is one of the best times to be out over there. Yeah, true. So when you go camping, and especially when you're going alone, so I understand when you're going as a group, so everything is, taken care of. But when you're traveling alone, camping alone, what are the preparations that you do and how do you survive? And is it like just a night or is it 2-3 nights? How's it?
So when I'm alone, it's usually one night because the logistics get hard.
Yeah.
But in terms of preparations, I think this is what I really love about it. There's one which is the nature part, appreciating nature, that's lovely. Okay. But alongside that, I really like the responsibility and I really like the fact that the onus is upon you, You're living out in the wild on your own. So whatever you need, you have to get it. If you don't, there's no one to save you.
No, exactly, yeah.
So in terms of preparation, most people would carry some sort of fire starter. Most important thing. Maybe like some cotton. Vaseline works well.
Achha.
Yeah. With that, some basic food.
Okay.
Often we use Maggi and chai because taking a cooker is too heavy. You can't carry that on your back.
Yeah.
So
especially with the tent and everything.
The tent, the mat, the sleeping bag. People don't realize, but it adds up.
Of course.
Especially water. In lots of places, you don't have water as well, so you need water.
But do you drink out of the stream and all?
Yeah, if there is a stream, then of course I do. But many places don't have.
All right, so you said it's basically Maggi and...
Sometimes some meat, but again, that might be risky. Get spoiled, wild animals may come.
Oh, yes,
so some things you keep in mind, and you should be set.
All right. Some crazy experiences that you've had in the wild?
Okay, so one experience that comes to mind is I was again camping alone in Benong Wildlife Sanctuary, and I had a very heavy backpack. This time I was carrying a tent, some water, So it was disbalanced, heavy, and bigger than me, honestly. I was walking down the slope and it was spring, so the pine needles were on the floor. And that's the deadly combination. But I saw a beautiful Khalij pheasant, and stupidly I ran down a bit. That didn't lead to anything good. I slipped and fell for 15, 20 feet.
Oh, goodness.
Finally, when I got up, I just saw its tail running away.
Yeah. It's supposedly a very shy bird.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're running behind it. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I never told my parents, though, so that they let me go camping.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not going to edit this from the podcast, by the way. So you just let the cat out. Okay. So what inspires or motivates you about the wild?
Inspires or motivates me. Honestly, I think there was this movie called Into the Wild. I really enjoyed the ideology it was based on. You know, it's breaking away from society and moving into the wild, where we came from. And I don't agree with everything in that film, but I think a lot of it solidified beliefs that I already had. And yeah, it just told me that we have an aspect of ourselves which are our roots, which are in nature. You know, many people, it's similar to people visiting their ancestral homes, right? It's their roots.
Yeah.
And these are also our roots just millions of years ago.
Exactly.
We must get back to them.
Yeah, very rightly said. Okay, so you've also done a podcast on sustainability while in school, the Climate Crew it was called, right?
That's right.
So can you tell us something about it?
Sure. So we in school noticed that these podcasts quite often are aimed at American or, you know, audiences that are not Indian. Okay. And often the podcasts are not extremely relevant to topics we are facing in India. So with a mix of both cultures, we thought that Climate Crew would be perfect for you know, school students, for everyone actually, to understand what's happening and what we can do to save it.
Okay.
I think it would be much better if explained as, you know, you guys came and listened to it. But yeah, that was our main purpose. So we called guest speakers to talk about climate and conservation, environmentalism, in reference to the UN SDGs, Sustainability Development Goals. So
we'll put the link in the bio and people can take a look. Also, you've written some papers or something on climate change or on birds?
On the effects of noise pollution on avian activity.
All right.
So after doing a bit of research, I was writing a paper just to be completed, should be done in a few weeks.
How did you get into it? Like what inspired you, or what kind of, why this topic?
I think we have lovely mentors in school. So my senior, Vedant Totani, he really inspired me. He's like, you have to write a research paper. You know, this is something that you've been talking about for so long. You look into the scientific aspect and do it. And I'm like, okay.
But any specific reason why noise pollution? Like, you know,
I live in Mumbai.
Okay.
And there were a lot of house sparrows at one point. Lots and lots in my colony. But over the years, they seem to get lesser and lesser and lesser.
True.
And I was curious as to why this is happening. And there were lots of reasons, but one that stood out was noise pollution. Stood out because I've noticed it myself.
Yeah.
We shut our windows and our curtains and it's still extremely noisy and loud. So that was my basis for starting it. And once I actually got into the research of it, I realized that while people talk about plastic pollution, they talk about air pollution, these things are very serious issues. No one's arguing.
Yeah.
But noise pollution is underrated and quite a nuisance and quite a menace, which people don't know about. So with that in mind, I wrote the paper, and it turns out that there's a huge similarity between the amount of noise pollution and the avian activity present.
Yeah.
Because, you know, birds require sounds to communicate, for mating, for feeding, for everything. I'm sure you know.
Yeah, true. So coming back to the nature and you spending time there alone, okay. So again, as I asked you, you said that, you know, you're very peaceful, it's meditative and all, but I'm sure there must be something that scares you.
Yeah, I mean,
anything about being there all alone in the wild, the dark, the sound, whatever, anything.
Sometimes, yeah, that's true, because you know, often when I go camping, there are some risks, right? Like supposing I can't get a fire going, I won't be able to eat, and if I sprain my ankle, I won't be able to go back. And there are obviously things that scare me in some sense.
Because connectivity at some points is almost zero.
Zero, so it's a high risk zone, I would say. But I think if I could just divert the question a bit more than actual fears of being there, I think a fear that I have when I go and see these places is the fear that every time I go, the situation of the sanctity of the place is just more and more disturbed.
True.
You know, first it would be just one maybe plastic wrapper, then it's alcohol bottles, then it's, you know, people cutting trees. I've seen that myself. There's not much you can do to report it. And my latest visit was actually near Mussoorie. Again, Benog Wildlife Sanctuary. I love that place. Beautiful.
Yeah, it's my favorite too.
Right. So people who've gone there know that you get a clear view of George Everest Point from there, especially if you climb to the top. I was camping there, and it was the evening. I was nicely preparing my tea and sitting down. And suddenly I hear a helicopter, and I was just astonished when I saw a helicopter land on the mountain next to me.
Really?
For tourism. And it's quite sad, the kind of noise pollution it gets and the kind of impact it has is just getting worse and worse. Till now, we've been moving deeper and deeper.
True.
So if we start in Dehradun, we go to Mussoorie. Mussoorie gets polluted, then Alti.
I know.
But there has
but how far? Yeah.
How far?
True. Also, I feel that, you know, people, especially after Corona, you know, they want to venture out, but they don't want to put in the effort. Like, you know, they want to look for the easy way out. And that's why I think choppers and all are coming in, because again, that is a kind of money-making gimmick. Unfortunately, it is against nature and it's really harming us. So even this highway which is coming up, I believe the
Dehradun Delhi one.
Yes. I don't know. Some say it's good, some say it's bad. I just feel that if in 2.5 hours people are going to reach here, Dehradun is just that much and Mussoorie is just that much. How and where will वो कहते हैं ना लोग कहाँ समाएंगे? So it's really sad. I don't know what they're doing.
The elephant corridor is also blocked.
Yeah. I mean, but people say that once the highway is done, you know, you'll have a free elephant corridor, which again, it's all very debatable. Let's not get there. It's I think a long topic. So, anything you want to share with the audience to inspire them to venture out into the wild, to feel the positivity and the healing power of nature?
So again, honestly, I think this is not something that can be explained. And I would just urge every one of you guys that next time you go for a family vacation or a holiday, maybe choose a guest house, you know, instead of a 5-star hotel. Maybe choose a wildlife sanctuary. And who knows, you might actually enjoy it more than any other vacation.
But you'll have to ditch some luxury, which I don't know.
That's true.
But of course, I mean, the raw nature, the beauty, the sound of birds and animals and, you know, the dark. Yes, of course, I know. I hope people can understand all this and people do try to make an effort. Let's see how things go. I don't see a very positive picture happening, but yes, we need people. We need more people like you. It was great to have you on the show, Yuvan. Thank you so much. I feel that you've already explored and experienced so much already at such a young age that I hope it doesn't wear off, you know.
It won't. I can assure you it won't.
I really wish that this side of you grows stronger and stronger. And wishing you all the very best for all your future endeavors.
Thank you so much for inviting me. It's really been a pleasure.
Thanks. Great. And there's a small memento that I'd like to give to you. So here's a small memento for you.
Wow.
This is a photo clicked by me from Rajaji National Park. And if you can see, the deer are all in the air. They're running away. So it's basically they were running away because a leopard was crossing the road behind them.
What a lovely shot. Wow.
It was like a split-second thing.
It's beautiful.
Thank you so much for being on the show. Thank you.
Thank you for it.